Welcome back to From the Bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and today we have the PSA reveal. You've seen it on the thumbnail. I got this large box that was pretty much full back from one of my buddies. We shipped our cards all out together in the start of August for the hockey value deal that they were running. Essentially, if you're in Canada, like I am, by the time we paid the shipping there, back, everything else, essentially ended up being like $28 Canadian, which in the American terms, it's like 21 bucks, 22 bucks probably American. So got a ton of cards, some new stuff, some old stuff, a little bit of everything as we go through this. So we're going to turn the camera around. We'll get right into it. And we're going to go through all 30 cards on this. So I'm doing another submission here shortly. So I'm going to do a preview video for all that stuff. I forgot to do it for this one, but I'm going to do a preview video I had a bunch of cards going out. Another probably 30 something to send off. So first one, Dustin Byfuglien. This one I got, I believe it's from like DC Sports 87 or something like that. Just raw. And I looked it over even in the pictures and stuff. I was like, that's pretty clean. The auto too, pretty nice auto. There's no streaks or nothing in it. It's from 06, 07. So an older set of SB Authentic. Dustin Byfuglien obviously won a cup with Chicago, then went over to Winnipeg, and then kind of just randomly retired. And this one got PSA 10. So low pop on this. But if you can find one of these cards that have so much color on the back of them, and this one was just super clean. So I know everyone always says, don't buy anything off of these places because, there's no way you're going to gem that. You're buying it off a consignor. Well, I bought a decent amount of stuff off consignors. You still have to look it over just like any other, place. You still got to look it over. So started off with the Dustin Byfuglien because I thought that one was pretty clean, and once again, it obviously was. Next up, Logan Cooley. So got the Logan Cooley. I got a bunch of Logan Cooley in here, a bunch of Adam Fantilli along with a bunch of other guys. But Logan Cooley, this one here, thought it was pretty good. And this one came back a 10. So pretty much, I think everything here, other than there's a couple PC cards, everything here is on my eBay. The nice thing about this all ending early, or the way it works with PSA now, where they give you the grades and the pictures and stuff and all the scans early, so you can put that stuff on eBay and kind of get it ready, while it's getting shipped to you. So first, Logan Cooley came back at 10. Young guy. Those Utah Yotes are going to do some pretty cool things this year. Dylan Guenther. I do have a Guenther in here. But Dylan Guenther obviously going crazy to start the season. Had 5 goals in 3 games. So everyone was going crazy over Dylan Guenther stuff. But here we go. Next one up. Another Logan Cooley. And this one came back at 9. So I think it's that top corner maybe. Just a little bit. I looked them over pretty good. So it might be just that corner. Which, once again, not a whole lot there, but I guess it's enough to give it a 9. So, third one, once again, I had a lot of this stuff. So, added some stuff over time. This is stuff either I pulled myself, got in breaks, all different kinds of places I would have got this stuff. So, Logan Cooley, once again, another one, and this one came back another 9. So, a lot of it I just took a chance on. The return, the ROI, for if it comes back a 9 or a 10, I guess maybe that little chip there. But you don't know how picky they're going to be on some of this stuff. Sometimes they're super picky, sometimes not very picky at all. So, kind of go back and forth with that stuff. So, next up, the other big chase from Extended Series, it's Adam Fantilli and the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, another big chase in this product. He actually outsells Cooley by quite a bit, outsells Leo Carlson, outsells pretty much everybody else, except for Bedard, obviously. So, surprise, surprise. He doesn't outsell Connor Bedard, who's taking over everybody else. So Adam Fantilli, and we got a 10. So I think this one is already sold. Pretty sure. I got the label printed, everything else. So I had to make sure. I was supposed to do this video last night, didn't get around to it, and then I was like, you got to get to it, Eric, because this stuff has to go out. So wasn't going to make an excuse for it, but still want to make the content. So another Adam Fantilli. Once again, I got a bunch of both of these guys in this 30 card order, and Adam Fantilli, this one came back a 9. So same thing. Maybe that top corner. No. Maybe an edge somewheres. Oh. I know the centering should be good on all of them. I check that every time. It's a basic thing. I just have a little centering tool. I tell everyone, for the couple bucks you can get them on Amazon for, it's the best money you'll ever spend. Some stuff you're like, oh, that looks pretty close, and then it's not even close. I know everyone says just do it by eye, we can figure it out. Well, for the 3 seconds it takes me to lay a card down in a penny sleeve on like a soft surface and place this over top and go, oh yeah, there you go, all the lines line up. Yeah, it's centered. I'll do that every day instead of trusting my eyes. So especially you start looking at them over and over again, you're like, oh yeah, that's got to be good. So Adam Fantilli again, and this one came back at 10. So boom. Again, good young player. Think he's going to do really well. Lots of upside, obviously. Ken Johnson's over there. Obviously, Johnny Hockey, rest in peace, is no longer there. And then here's our fourth one. This one came back at 9. So we went 2 for 2. Sorry, 2 for 4. So two 10s, 2 9s with the Fantillis. Next up, guy that's now been traded over to the Edmonton Oilers, Matt Savoie, and then sent down. Isn't with the big club to start the year. This one came back in 9. So again, some of these newer sets, you just take a chance. Like I said, you never know how super picky they're going to be or what. But next up, another one. And this one came back at 10. So kind of going 50-50 for some of this stuff. I think pretty much everyone were, I guess Cooley maybe not, but 50-50. So 10 here, 9 here. Again, not the worst thing in the world. Kid that I think is kind of like underrated just because of what the team, Ovi, he'll have some hype behind him. If he can get a shot, which I think he's young, talented enough, everything else, could make a little bit of waves. So I decided to send off one of his. And it came back at 9. And I think this was I tried to send off a couple of him. And this was really the only one that was even close to being, grade worthy. I find a lot of his cards are rougher. So I don't know why. Sometimes some of these cards, they just, certain players, I don't know if it's where they sit on the sheet when they cut them or what, but he just always seems to be a rougher one. So Matthew Poitras obviously has lots of upside going in the future. The Boston Bruins, kind of have to have that new youth movement over there with them, but decided to give them a grade. It's a 10. So it's not all this new stuff. Like I said, I do have some older stuff in this, just in case some of you guys are like, okay, I don't want to watch any more of this 23, 24. Trust me, there is other stuff coming. But not right now. Matthew Nyes for the Leafs, same thing. Got to find some people to fill some of those roles on cheaper contracts when a lot of your players are making big money. This one came back a 9. That one might end up actually going to my buddy Trevor. He wants a Nyes. I think he wants a 10, but we'll see. Leo Carlson for the Ducks. Great goal in overtime the other night. They lost in overtime. They had the first goal of the night against my Avalanche Friday night, but couldn't get it done. McKinnon instead got done in overtime. This one came back at 10. So, once again, lots of hype. Second pick overall. Not quite Bedard, but does, he's pretty much there with Cooley, right behind Fantilli and stuff. So, a lot of their numbers are all pretty much the same. So, next up, no longer on this team. Traded because for some reason Nashville decided to draft a goalie in the first round, and then 2-3 years later, whatever it was, decided to, when he's finally ready to make the jump to the NHL, they decided to sign UC Saros for 8 years. So he says, hey, I want out, which I don't know how anyone can blame that guy. So got traded over to the Sharks, started over. He was dealing with an injury, came back, played a game in the AHL, got a shutout, so got a 10. So guy I'm pretty high on. I think the kid's going to be really, really good. I just think he has a lot of upside going forward. So another guy that got sent down to start the year, Kevin Korchinski for the Chicago, and we got 10. So Canvas, a little easier to grade typically. That's why I like grading them, is because they typically do grade a little bit better. They don't have as many imperfections, and usually you can really see them. If there's a problem, usually you'll find it pretty quick. So Tyson Forrester, guy I really like. Michkov is going to do really good. It's probably be in Series 2 or Extended Series. It kind of be interesting to see where they put Michkov. Young Guns for 24-25. But this one came back at 10 also. Just like the way the guy plays, he's out there. He's really like directing people. Seems to have a good like hockey IQ, hockey sense when he's on the ice and stuff. So a kid that I think has a lot of upside. Another Logan Cooley before we get into some older stuff here. Canvas. I like the idea of this card, but it's just black. Like it's just so dark. Kind of a cool thought. I think they could have just done this and done it like the vertical way. And I think it probably would have turned out better. I think that probably would have came out better if they did it that way. Really highlighted his face and the thing over top instead of doing it this way. I just feel like, again, a lot of darkness there. This one came back at 9 though. So I think there was something about this when I sent it off. One of the corners maybe. That corner there. I think that's all it is. I think it's that one. Not a whole lot though. Oh, it's this corner. That corner? Yeah, that one. Just a little tiny. I knew there's something about it. I just thought maybe I could sneak it through if it's on the back. Next up, Josh Morrissey, defenseman for the Winnipeg Jets. So I had to take my shot at him, 2016, 2017. Grades really well. So I had to take the shot. Came back at 10. So got graded more and more the last couple of years. So the pop count on that one's actually decently high. Next up, once again, 2016, 2017. Austin Matthews, Nylander, all those guys. This is their year. And he came back at 10 again. Once again, a lot of these grades really, really well. That was back in the days of 70, 80% gem rates. Look, all you gotta do is look at Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is literally, I think Jack Hughes is literally like a 78% gem rate, if not higher. So, or was at one point. So, backdrop, by the way, I never even talked about it. We got my guy Mason McTavish in the 10, the future watch. We got Braden Point in the red prism out of 50. Auto, PSA 10. My guy Nathan McKinnon in the pink. I have the no pink, but I like either one works. The pink, we got that there in the PSA 10. And then Tim Stützle and the enshrinements from the cup in a 9. So next up, this one's kind of, I have it on eBay, but it'd be like the right offer. One second. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. How rude. I don't even know why she did that. This one here, 4-month Wildcat. So I have it up on eBay. If it sells for the right price, great. If it doesn't, not really. It's fine. Stick in my collection. But came back PSA 10. Pop 4. Guy played in the NHL for a long time. Got a lot of years under his belt. Pop 4. Just the difference in grading from, 2009 to now, right? No matter who you are now, if you are in the show at all, you're young ungraded. Pop 4 in the PSA 10. So pretty happy with that one. Next up, Marcus Kruger, just a name that was in the NHL. 2011. Same thing, low pop counts. Picked this up either raw to show, or maybe same thing at like a DC Sports 87 or something like that. PSA 10. Same thing, super low pop on that. So guy I've tried, and I'm trying again because I have another one in the next order. Erik Karlsson, 2009, 2010. Same as that Demers. This one came back at 9. So I don't remember where I got this one, but it's Erik Karlsson. Like I said, take a chance, grade him. Guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. One of the best offensive defensemen of all time. So just big fan of Erik Karlsson. Like a lot of things that guy does. These ones. So the next couple, actually I think that's where I got this for too. Went to the Sussex Flea Market. There's a card show vlog from that where I had this pickup video and stuff. Picked up a bunch of cards from the guys. CF31, they were down from Montreal, Quebec somewheres, and they were set up at this giant flea market, outdoor flea market. They're set up there. So I'm going through with the guys. We're just hoping to see any kind of sports cards. A lot of it's like junk wax, everything else. And all of a sudden come across these guys. They got Pokemon, they got sports. And so I start looking through and I find a bunch of cards, a bunch of Future Watches, everything else. Like, wow, super easy guys to deal with. They have like a Facebook page and everything else for people who want to sell their cards and stuff. But CF31, good guys to deal with. But I picked this up from them. It came back at 10. So I got this one. I had a Paterka from them, but the Paterka I didn't feel great about getting a 10. So I sold that one raw. And yeah. So next up, we got Jeremy Swayman signed. I was worried. I didn't know where he was going, what was going to happen to this guy, what was going to happen to this card. Before the season, I was like, what is going on with Jeremy Swayman? But luckily he signed for a ton of money, and this one came back at 10. So pretty happy with both of those. Next up, this one's for the PC. Former Moncton Wildcat, Jordan Spence. Not the boldest auto of all time. It's fine, but could be a little better. Got a couple points on the year for the Kings. Did get benched one of the games, or healthy scratch for one of the games, but this one came back a 10. So nice one to add to my collection. Actually waiting for Violet Pixels auto from Platinum. It's a redemption. I've been waiting forever for it. I think like literally since July, June. I know some people are gonna say I have a redemption way longer than that. I understand, but I'm like, come on, let's get an autograph here. I got 4 cards left, so try to finish this off. Jake Ottinger, another goalie, just got paid. This is a Premier, thicker card. A little different surface on these. Kind of see it's kind of I always kind of get weird about some of these textured foils and stuff like that. But even for a thicker card, that was pretty clean. I was like, maybe they'll take a little bit of ease on me where it is a thicker card. For a thick card, it's really not that bad. Again, this is the different case, everything else. But it was really pretty clean. But I know like some of the edges and some of the corners and everything else that you get with this stuff. But Jake Ottinger, one of the better goalies in the league, on a team that's probably going to try to go for the cup again. Probably have a pretty good regular season. Nice bold auto. So that came back in 9. This one, I tried to... This is a sneaky one. But these actually sell if you can find them in good shape and get a 10 on them. These sell for like $100 and something. So there's not a ton of them. They actually have a decently high gem rate for the ones that have gone out. But I bought a couple. I was hoping this one was might pass. I was like, hey, look. Corner. Yep. Corner. Yep. Yep. A little high top to bottom, maybe. Maybe the back centering was the issue because it came back a 9. So, but in a 10, they actually sell pretty good. So, like I said, 100 and some bucks. So, next up, I got these in a break, I think. So I got Ken Johnson, Future Watch at $9.99. So the other two came from buying them at a yard sale. This was just in a break. Said, you know what? These are probably going to get back right around the start of the season. See if I can pull off 2 10s, but I did not. Came back a PSA 9 for that one. And last but not least, when I sent this, I was like, am I even going to send this? I'm going to do really well on this card. So this card's already sold. Surprise. Future Watch Auto Retro out of $199. So this is, I really am not a fan of this, like spin wheel, whatever you want to call it, design of the 2012 class. I'm just not a fan of this design, but it is Dylan Guenther. I like Dylan Guenther. I was telling myself to buy more Dylan Guenther. I didn't buy enough. Typical me. But decent auto, everything else. And graded it. Came back a 9. But this sold for $175. So, because, surprise, surprise, it's Dylan Guenther. Does it make a whole lot of sense? Not really. His regular retro was, I put it up for a higher price just because I'm like, if he keeps on going crazy, if all of a sudden he adds like another hat trick to this or something like that, or adds a hat trick to these goals or something like that, I'm like, you just never know. So I put it up for a little bit higher, just where I didn't have it in hand anyways. I was like, well, I'll just put it up and see. Had a couple offers and stuff, and I think somebody just hit like buy it now. So it sold for a pretty decent amount. So pretty good overall. Like I said, that's if this can be your 10 stack and this can be your 9s, you know, especially when I'm grading some thicker cards. I graded some older stuff with the Hammerlick, the Carlson, and like I said, even, you know, some of these young guns nowadays. You know, I'm really trying to take a chance at some of these guys. Really only the bigger names. But like I said, I have a ton of stuff to go out. Literally, I'm looking over there, and I've got it inputted. I'm waiting on a buddy's cards, and I started the process of prepping and going through my hits from 2024-25 Series 1. So I started going through prepping all that. The initial, which is just the basic, really quick look at it, see if any corners are dinged up, and then, like, once again, laying the centering tool on top of it just to see how it's centered up and stuff. And so I did that. So I have a stack there. Now I kind of really have to, like, you know, move it around and, like, just kind of take more of a look at it. Just make sure there's no big print lines, anything like that. Roller marks. Once again, take a more, you know, focused look on each card. I was just trying to, once again, that's my process of doing it. Everyone's got a different one, but I kind of just really quickly from the eye, boom, let's just see it. Any corner damage, any whitening, any main stuff that I'm worried about. No. Okay, then it kind of gets down, pushed on. If it did have any issues, then I put it off to the side. And then once again, that pile there, I then take and start doing centering. And then I kind of just keep on moving it down the line until I'm all done. And then I can decide if I want to send it off. So, like I said, lots of stuff coming up on the channel. If you guys don't know, I opened up an entire case of 24-25 Series 1. So the first 2 episodes are out. You guys can go watch those if you're interested in seeing those opened up. And then I have another 10 boxes to open up on the channel. So lots of other stuff coming up here. So hopefully you guys like it. Preview video coming, everything else. So for Eric from the bench, I'm going to stop right there. Back up a little bit. Check out down below Card Ladder Pro. That's where I got all the comps for all of these. Once again, you can find some comps for certain players. But some of the stuff's a little bit harder, right? Some of the stuff doesn't sell every day. A Kruger, the Bufflin, everything else. Some of that stuff does not sell every day. So need something like Card Ladder Pro. If you want to do it, you can check out them. And if you're looking to consign any cards, Slab Sharks, down below, you guys can check that out too. There's a form you can fill out. It has my logo on it. When you submit, when you go to drop off at card shows, anything like that. Or if you want to mail them out yourself, you can just bring my form, lay it on, and they'll ship it out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. And for Eric from the bench, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.